Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hannah Jean Stitchery Podcast. My name is Hannah and today I have a special video for you. Today's video is a special one because I'm going to be talking about my fall knitting and crochet inspiration. So maybe not trends that I'm seeing, but I guess loosely based off of what I'm being shown on Instagram and such. But yeah, these are the things that are inspiring me for the fall time this year. And so with that, go grab something to drink, something to snack. It might be a little bit of a long one and we'll get started. I have 5 main topics that I want to talk about for my fall inspiration this year. 1 being the color palette. Number 2 is the textures that I'm seeing. 3 is the fit of sweaters and cardigans. And 4 is wrap tops, so a style. 5 is granny, what is it? 70s inspired style, men's style crochet tops. I'll show you what I mean when we get there, but those are my 5 main categories that I'm going to be talking about. So let's dive into the color palette. So the colors that I have been thinking about when it comes to fall is obviously rusty colors, but really more specifically like rusty oranges, muted rusty orange colors. Just think, I know that's not a super novel idea, but that's what I'm inspired by this year. Also icy blue, pairing it with icy blue, I just think that's a good combination. Let's see, I have a picture here. It's a Taylor Swift picture. She's wearing in rusty color pants, but her top is ice blue. And I'm really liking that combination. Do I think it would look good on me to have an icy blue color? I'm not entirely sure. I love the contrast of it. So we'll see what I do with that. My other color, my extra color that I have is olive green. Olive green is my favorite color. So I'm like always inspired by it, but recently I found some olive green yarn at Walmart, some Lion brand. I don't remember. I think it's just called Olive. Love it. Such a pretty color. Let me get it really. Specifically this color, olive green. I love it. Let's see. Yeah, this is like the color of the wall that's right next to me. This color is so inspiring to me. So I'm hoping I can find a lot more of this color, or very close to this color, and knit just a whole bunch of things in this color. Anyway, that's what's inspiring me color-wise. These colors also have a 70s pull to them, which is kind of a thing that I'm also always inspired by, is 70s things. So they're like a muted colors. They're muty, kind of rusty colors. Maybe, what did I say? Gritty or dirty. I think gritty is the better word for it, but you know, they're not the most like primary color of it. They're just, yeah, they're just a little gritty. They have like a filter on them when you look at them. I don't know, very inspired by it. So that's enough of the colors. Let's keep it in mind and let's move on to our next category, which is texture. And specifically the texture I'm thinking about is waffle knit. That's my first one, and then some open knits. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So let's start with waffle knits. This first one that I have to show you is the Campsite Waffle Cardigan by 2 of Wands or Alexandria Tavel. And this is knit in an Aran weight yarn, and it has the perfect waffle pattern. Let me go get you a shawl. Let me go get the shawl that I made out of this stitch pattern that she uses for this cardigan, so I can show you up close and personal what this waffle knit looks like. This is the shawl that I made. This is a sophomore shawl, sophomore wrap that Alexandria has on her website and I believe Ravelry store. And the waffle stitch pattern looks like that. it's very pretty. So yes, this is it. It's a chunky cardigan. It goes down to your hips. I think it has a pocket, so that's cool. So that's my first waffle knit cardigan to show you. The second one is kind of the opposite of this waffle knit. So is it? I don't know. Well, it's a crochet pattern to begin with, so it's definitely opposite. But I feel as though the waffle knit on this crochet one kind of goes inward instead of kind of sticking out. So anyway, it's called the Fomhar Pocket Cardigan by Crochet with Carrie or Kerry. It is a crochet cardigan with a waffle stitch, and it's made up in Aran weight yarn, so another bulky cardigan. This waffle stitch is probably the most defined waffle stitch of the cardigans that I've been looking at. They're both chunky, they're both a longer weight or a longer length. They both have pockets, so I guess it just depends on if I want to knit or if I want to crochet. I have two more cardigans, waffle knit cardigans to show you. This one is called the Dotty cardigan by Stephanie Jessica Lau, and it is knit in a bulky weight yarn, number 7. And she also has a light version, so that's nice, but I believe that's just a worsted weight. So still kind of a thicker cardigan, but it doesn't look super chunky and bulky like the other two do. This is also a looser inspiration of waffle knit. The stitches that make it look like a waffle knit are kind of fewer and farther between. So yeah, if you don't want to look like you're actually wearing a waffle, it's probably a good choice for you. This other one is another one that is a good choice if you don't want to look like you're wearing a waffle. The Luca cardigan is by the Knit Pearl Girl, and it's a DK weight pattern, and it has a looser inspiration of a waffle knit. She actually has a name for this stitch called Andalusian stitch. So it's supposed to make a waffle looking stitch. Again, it's like, you know, like the horizontal lines of the waffle stitch are spread out fewer and farther, so it doesn't really look like you're actually wearing a waffle. The next category, or not category, but the next texture that I've been inspired by, and that is the open knit, or like holy looking knits, or I guess not knits because I also have crochet in here, but you know what I mean, open stitches. And the first one is probably the most obvious, and it is the Corran cardigan, and it is by Rebecca Clow at the Crayabea podcast. And yeah, it's an open knit cardigan. There's an option to do a circular yoke or a crew neck. There it is, a crew neck or a V-neck, and you could do long sleeves or short sleeves. I'm doing a V-neck with short sleeves, and yeah, it's knit up in a DK cotton weight. I think she actually calls for a worsted weight yarn, but mine is in a DK weight yarn, a cotton and polyester yarn, I think, from Lion Brand. So yeah, so far loving it, and I cannot wait to get it done. Spoiler alert, I'm doing this one. Let's see, the next pattern that I have for you is called Peek-a-Boo Cropped Cardi by MJ's Off the Hook Design. So this is a crochet cardigan, and it's an open stitch. Like, it's literally like there are holes in this cardigan, and it's super cropped, but it's so cute, with like white, exactly how she has it. I think this is really classic and could be so cute buttoned up over dresses or like a knitted tank top and then a skirt, maybe not buttoned, but like open, and like, I don't know, I just think it's really cute. So this is made from a worsted weight yarn, and yeah, it's got texture, and it's heavy texture. Like, you look at it and it is open knit, whereas the whereas the Corran cardigan, it's open knit or open stitches, but they're like closer together and smaller. So yeah, there's two completely different looks, but still very pretty. Okay, so I have two more. All right, this next one is the it is the Rota jumper by Irene Lynn, and it's an Aran weight yarn. And let's see, this has like sections, it's striped with sections of open knit, and then it looks like a ribbed knit, and then an open stitch, and then ribbed stitch. It's very interesting. I love it. It's super like flowy, but also it cinches in, so it's like, what's the word? I don't want to say baggy because baggy seems almost bad. I don't know, boxy maybe, I think that is my term that I'm going for. But again, this gives good texture. I love it. And it's also knit, so that's great if you want more of an open knit or an open stitch sweater. This one would be a good one. The last open stitch pattern that I have here is is it a cardigan? No. It's called Castaway Tunic, and it is a crochet pattern, and it's by Cummings or Wild Spring Fiber Arts. And it's made up in DK weight yarn, and it can be a full length shirt or tunic length, or it could be cropped. And the picture that I have chosen to show you is cropped, and it's knit in a white yarn. She chose the perfect white color, white yarn, but how she styled it and it being cropped, very cute, 70s reminiscent. Yeah, so this isn't like necessarily like whole looking, it's more of a lacy stitch, very pretty. I'm feeling it. This third category that I have is for the fit of a sweater, and I am inspired by the grandpa fit, the boyfriend fit, the slouchy fit, the boxy fit. The Rota sweater had the perfect slouchy boxy fit that I'm talking about. Comfy, cozy fit. Okay, so let's talk about these patterns. The first one that I have is the Home Cardigan by Caidree, and it's knit in a bulky weight yarn, and it calls for 8 to 10 inches of positive ease, so that's gonna be like really roomy. I don't know, this one just looks like, you know, your go-to cardigan in the morning, and you're like, ooh, I have a chill, but let me like go get breakfast started, but I need a cardigan. It's like, it's that one. It's the one you choose every morning. Yeah, I like it. It's not too long, it's not too cropped. I think it's just perfect. So it's got the comfy cozy feels to it. The next one has like the boyfriend feel to it. It has a lot to do with the color that it's knit in, but this is the Ava cardigan by Petite Knit. It has, I think it was 10¼ inches of positive ease. The color is Midnight Blue, I think this was called. It was a new color that Petite Knit, what's her name? Her and Sanus Garn came up with together for this cardigan. It's like, it's just the perfect boyfriend looking cardigan, but like knit for me. So I love this color. However, if I were to knit this, I would do more of like this color. Let me show you the yarn that I have kind of picked out for this color, and possibly might actually do for this cardigan. Okay, so here it is. This color is called Alpine, and this yarn is Respun by Lion Brand. It's a 100% recycled polyester, as you can read, but I think it's that perfect tealy green blue color, and it still has like a guy color feel. Like my husband would love this color. He likes this color actually. I think this is like very close to his favorite color. So I could definitely see my husband wearing this color in a cardigan and then me stealing that cardigan. So I might as well just make my own and have a boyfriend cardigan. Husband cardigan? Anyway, moving on from this cardigan, another slouchy kind of throw on as you leave the house cardigan is the Campus Cardigan by 2 of Wands or Alexandria Tavel. It's a knit cardigan made out of bulky weight yarn, and it has no buttons, so it doesn't close unless you're like holding it. But yeah, it just looks like the cardigan that you'd be running out the door with, and comfy, cozy, go-to, no-brainer one, just perfect. Also, I do think that her waffle stitch cardigan, the campsite one, I think that's also a good slouchy looking cardigan. Plus it's got the texture. I mean, it's hitting a couple things there, and I could do it in an orange color, a muted orange color. So we've got like 3 things happening here. We've got the texture, we've got the fit, we've got the color. So very tempting, right? So let's talk about this last sweater that I have that is a slouchy fit. This is sweater number 20 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and this is knit up in an Aran weight yarn, and there's only 3 sizes, so do with that information that you will. However, I love this sweater, the way this looks. Yeah, I just think it's got the perfect slouch. I love the v-neck. I don't know, it's a huge like ribbing on the v-neck. The cabling is so pretty. I love that it's like symmetrical. There's like a clear division in the middle, and it's the same stitch. It's the same cable, just like the opposite way on either side. I don't know, just really like it. Let's move on to the next category, which is a type of top, and it's a wrap top. I don't know why I'm trying to keep it hush hush. I've already told you. Wrap tops are inspiring me. I like go onto Pinterest, type in wrap top knit cardigans or knit sweaters that are wrap tops, and there's just so many to choose from. So looking at all of the Pinterest ideas that there are and patterns that there are on Pinterest, I have narrowed it down to 1, 2, 3 patterns. But let me tell you, there's like a bajillion, okay? So let's just talk about these 3 and try not to be buying every single pattern that there is. The first one that I have to talk about is the Lucy blouse by Louisa Rehkopf. I think that's how you say it. It's knit up in a sport weight yarn, and it's also a half fisherman's rib. So that kind of scares me, just because I've heard people saying that it scares them. So yeah, I don't know. Is that attainable for me? I don't know, but let's see. Because also this one, it has more of a chunkier look to it. It doesn't like flow as easy. It might be because of the cinched in ribbing at the bottom, or because of how thick a half fisherman's rib stitch is. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks maybe kind of stiff, but it's a good v-neck, no, wrap top to look at. What I do love about the Lucy blouse is that there's no strings on it to hold it wrapped. It's attached to the ribbing, like it's just a pullover that has a wrap look to it. And I love that because there's no strings. I don't care to have strings flapping around or like tying it around. It just doesn't look very clean. I just see them like slipping like far up my stomach, or like not on my stomach at all. Like, I don't know. I don't love the way straps look. So that's great about the Lucy blouse. This next one, the Serendipity wrap, has an option, I believe, to make it close with snaps or buttons. So I don't think it's like stitched together. I think it's still open and you have to attach it together, but it's not by strings, which is really nice. So yes, this is knit in a DK weight yarn, and it's just plain stockinette knitting plain stockinette knitting. So it's gonna be really clean, really classic, really easy. Just go, go, go. Don't have to worry about a stitch pattern. And Yeah, so it closes with buttons or snaps. I think it's snaps, if I remember right. So a great one to look at. I love how balloon sleevey. I like the balloon sleeves on this pattern as well. My third and last wrap top that I have is called the Robinson Wrap Cardigan by Florence Miller from Handmade Florence Podcast. This is knit in a DK weight yarn, and this one is held together by I-cord strings, but what I can see from the pattern, they don't wrap around your body. They just kind of like stay right where you're gonna tie it. And I love that. It's so minimal. So you get the look of the tie for the wrap, but it doesn't go around your body. I really, really love that, and I appreciate that so much. So let's see. Do I have any information? Yes. Wait, did I tell you the information? It's a DK weight yarn. It's a lot more fitted, so it's not flowy sleeves or anything. It's very ballerina-esque, which is, I feel, very close to the style of Florence. She does a lot of tight fitted things, very elegant, beautiful lines, right on par with her other patterns. The next category is the 70s style men's inspired crochet tops. So let me just start and fill you in on what I mean by talking about them. Okay, so this first pattern I have is called Zia-a-Zag shirt by Willis. This isn't the pattern that has been inspiring me lately, but it's very close to what I mean. I'll get to it. I'll get to the pattern at the end. So this one is Zia-a-Zag shirt by Willis. It's a crochet top, and it's stitched up in a zigzag pattern, and you can stripe some colors with it. It's a DK weight yarn, and it has, okay, yeah, so it's like a super drapey fitted shirt, not fitted, a super drapey shirt. I don't know, it's got the 70s vibes if you do it in the 70s colors. Like, it's a fresh take on 70s shirts. I feel like some men's shirts from the 70s. I don't know, am I making things up? Probably, but that is that one. And the next one I have is a little bit closer to what I was talking about, or to the shirt that has really been inspiring me. This is the Calad shirt by Jessica Tsung. It's another crochet top with vertical lines, but there is no zigzag. So it's got stripes, vertical stripes of like a solid crochet, then a lace crochet, then a solid crochet lace. It's also sort of kind of buttoned up. The v-neck goes fairly low, and then underneath the v-neck is like 2 or 3 buttons. It's got a little bit of a collar. Again, flowy, drapey, kind of boxy. Feels kind of 70s. Feels a little gritty, like, I don't know, that filter, I don't know. I don't mean this in any offensive way. I think this is a very cool styled look, and I love it so much. So yeah, I just think it's so cool. However, this probably is not a pattern that I would be making because of how busty I am. I don't think this v-neck would suit me very well, and I don't know how I would style it because it would go down so far, and then I'm like, okay, well, I gotta cover up because nobody needs to see all of that. So I'm not sure how it would translate on me. Probably won't do that one. So the Zia-a-Zag shirt by Willis is probably the better option if I want a vertical striped shirt, button-up shirt. All right, so I'm wrapping up now with the pattern that has been inspiring me. So let me tell you really quick, my husband has my daughter. She might be crying. If you hear them talking, she's totally fine. If you hear her crying, she's totally fine. Daddy is with her. But just so you know, you might hear some crying, some little baby cries. You probably have been hearing it throughout the video, but she is just fine. Okay, so this shirt. I don't have a pattern name for it. But there is a tutorial on YouTube by Knitwear Crochet, and it's probably the one that I will follow. She also has a written pattern for it on Etsy, and I'll try to link everything in the description. And for this pattern, for her tutorial, she uses a DK weight cotton yarn. The true inspiration where I found this was from Jenna Phipps and Michelle Jasek, I think. They are some crochet artists here on YouTube, some fiber arts artists. I think Jenna does some sewing as well. And they both have done videos of making this shirt. They haven't done necessarily tutorials. They kind of talk you through about how they're doing it, but they're definitely not tutorials. And yeah, absolutely inspired. Michelle's is green with white and so pretty. I love that green. We know this. It's olive green. And the other one that Jenna made is white and red. Again, I don't know. I'm very inspired. I actually really like the thin stripe of color that Jenna has on hers. Both are super inspiring. So that is the shirt that has been inspiring me. So yes, the 70s are just, they have gotten me by storm this year. And I just want everything to be inspired by the 70s. Like I did a crochet blanket. If you've seen a couple of my podcasts, you probably have seen a granny stitch zigzag crochet blanket that I made in 70s colors. I'm looking at it right now. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling because that was it. That is my fall knitting and crochet inspiration for this year, for 2023. And I don't think we did too bad on time. I'm so sorry if I'm talking too fast. I'm very excited and I just felt like I needed to get through it really fast, apparently. Thank you for sticking with me and hearing what I have to say about my inspiration, hearing my inspiration that I have. Let me know what you're inspired by. We'll see what happens this fall. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.